I don't know. There we go. Okay. Got my hoodie on because it's crapola weather out here where I am, my friends. So, hey, I said I was going to be on a TikTok live right now, right? Did I? All right, I'm making sure. I'm making sure for myself. Swipe left to close. I don't know what that means. I did that so I could see people. Okay, I see No Pants Penny and Catherine and Jelly Bee. Nice to see you all. Yeah, okay, so it's 11 a.m. Eastern Time on. See, I have to look here to see what time it is. I'll look over here to say Tuesday, January 9th. And Lucy White, and you know my name. You know my name. Katie and Callie and Natalie with an H and Luann and K-Drama Queen and Catherine and Nessa. All sorts of cool people showing up. Thank you very much. Mama Kimbo, nice to see you. Yeah, hey, welcome, welcome. Smiles, everyone, smiles. It's like a bit of a Fantasy Island here, right? And but without the creepy undertone. Remember when we would watch Fantasy Island Saturday nights. It was on later than the Love Boat, so I'm thinking Fantasy Island was 10 to 11. So Love Boat was 9 to 10, and how it was like, oh, you want your fantasy granted, but it always came with some sort of random like creepy thing, especially the beginning ones. So those ones with like Barbie Benton, I think, was in one. Sorry, I'm getting on a what do I say? A Gen X kind of pop culture jag here. Oh, hey, Annalisa, Pixel Pitbull, sent you a Sazy for my free sticker. Took me a minute to figure out a Sazy. Okay, I love it. So you must be of an age that a Sazy is not kind of burned into your brain from the kids on Zoom, right? I'm going to see if I can find if anybody here on TikTok has already uploaded the video from so back in my day. Back in the Stone Age, there was a TV show called Zoom. It was from WGBH in Boston, Channel 2, PBS station, and it was on in the early 70s, and it was these kids. I wanted to be on Zoom so bad, but we lived too far away. We couldn't do it. And a Sazy is a self-addressed stamped envelope, or envelope, depending upon how you pronounce it. And so, just so you know, so Annalisa is saying, because the people on the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, let me just clarify so people know what she and I are talking about. If you're on the mailing list, I do fun things for the mailing list people. I got some stickers made because I had a coupon. I have one right here hanging up. Let me grab it. So see this little sticker? See that sticker? Can you see that? I don't know. I get words in front of me. Every little bit helps. And I'm thinking they would look great. I don't want to sell you a whole, if you already have cups and mugs and stuff, you don't need another thing, but this could be helpful to remind yourself every sip helps. Yeah, yeah. Right, Zoom, ZOOM, box 350, Boston, Mass. 02134. I used to work that's actually the zip code of Allston, Massachusetts. I used to work at a record store, who had its main offices there, and literally when we would tell them our address, 99.9% of the people who would be talking to us would then sing the zip code to me. Okay. So yeah, so these little stickers, I only have a handful of them, literally this much that fits into my hand. And I'm always giving first dibs to the people on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. So if you were on the mailing list, you got an info from the email that I sent that said, hey, send me a Sazy and I'll send you a sticker. Literally, I'm at the post office, putting them there, saying thanks, and putting them back in the mail for you. So I let the people on the mailing list get first dibs, but they don't get the only dibs. So I will ask you this. If you right here on a TikTok Live, now the recording of this, when the recording of the TikTok Lives goes to YouTube, it may not work out. I may run out of stickers, but for the meantime, if you want one of these stickers, oh my God, I had it upside down. I'm such a goof. If you want one of these stickers, just send a Sazy, a self-addressed stamped envelope. You put your address on an envelope, you put a stamp on it, you fold it up, you put it in an envelope, and you send it to me. Destination Decluttered, P.O. Box 896, Phoenixville, PA, 19460. There you go. All right, so there's that silly, goofy stuff, who doesn't need some on a crappy morning? Okay, Katie, you're just what I need this morning. It's rainy and dreary in Indiana. It is rainy and dreary here in Pennsylvania. I hope it's nice where some of you all are at, but if it isn't, let's make the next 55 minutes when I do this TikTok Live, let's make this a nice a nicer thing. What can you do right now, even when it is, here's the thing. Remind yourself of if something isn't working out the way you want it to. I did the video on this yesterday, and what can you do to make it better? You can do something to make it better. Like on a creepy day like this, whatever, I've got a little blanket on my lap. I got my hoodie on. I've got my cozy cup of tea with the Beatles on it, because all you need is love. I'm going to do some fun stuff today. Here we go. Oh, funny. Mama Salami says 02749 was your zip in Mass. I don't know that one, but I trust you on the 02 one. Here's a funny thing. I was giving somebody down here in PA my mother's zip code, because she still lives up in Mass. And the guy was like, no, that's not a zip code. I'm like, dude, have you ever been outside of Pennsylvania? It's so a zip code. Anyhow, let's do some good stuff today. Let's even just start with feeling good. Now, I don't want to sound like Miss Jean from Romper Room when I'm saying hello to everybody, but even what can you do to make yourself even 5 or 10% feeling better right now? I will say to you right now, I'm sitting on a chair that has a cushion on it, and I realize the cushion is like sideways. It's only under one butt cheek. So I am shuffling around, and I am making myself feel better. I also realized I've got some of these kind of shoes on that I realized I walked over to yoga in, and it's raining, so I'm going to kick off my shoes. A little bit of Mr. Rogers action. So what can you do right now, and listen for the answer and do it, to make yourself feel 5 or 10% better? Maybe it's stretching. Stretching and breathing deeply is going to help all of us. That is the best thing. In with the good air, out with the bad air. O2 to the cells. Calm down your vagus nerve. Exhale the CO2. Lather, rinse, repeat. Because when you feel better, you're going to do better. When I have cranky pants on and a migraine or a hangover or hangovers or like, just uncomfortable, tired, I don't show up as my best self for me or for anybody else. Talk about a ripple effect, okay? So what can you do this morning to make yourself feel better? Do it while I'm here, okay? And I'm so glad I scrolled back, and everybody's saying how they loved Zoom. I love Zoom too. I love Zoom, both the show. It cracks me up because I've been watching when I do things, because I do a monthly Zoom with the people on the mailing list, and so I've shared different Zoom videos that I found. Holy mother of God. There's some Boston accents in those kids, huh? Jesus, Jay. It's hysterical how Boston accenty those kids were. When I grew up in that environment, it just sounded like they were talking normal. Now that I don't live there, and notice I can it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. So just notice that. It's so funny. I love this. I'm gonna give some high fives. Okay, if we were on a TV show, it's like, now it's time for the Liz Lemon, it's Tina Fey self high five. So Judy Porter is saying, good morning. Good morning. I have been cleaning out drawers one at a time. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Great way to do it. One at a time. I'm proud of myself. Also, chef's kiss. Mwah! I'm proud of myself. That feeling of pride. I'm like, sorry, religion, but pride is not a bad feeling. Now, boastfully being proud or whatever, but saying, hey, I did something good here, and I'm proud of myself for showing up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay? And going to keep on. Judy, you've got the trifecta. Okay? You're doing it a little bit at a time. You're feeling good, hopefully, when you're doing it and when you're done with that little drawer. Getting proud, feeling good, having good energy. That energy is going to encourage you to go on. Rock on. Callie Rose, with your help, I emptied about 10 totes of items to my Buy Nothing groups and thrift stores. Rock on. Rock on. Look, it's only like January 9th, and you have removed 10 totes worth of stuff that you just no longer need out of your life. The wonderful thing is I was talking to a one-on-one client today, this morning when I was doing coaching with her, and reminding her, and I'll remind you and myself, one of the reasons why it's so cool to declutter is not only that you're getting rid of what doesn't work for you, but when you do that, it's a math problem. When you have those 10 totes and you fill them with stuff you don't want and you move them away and they're not in your home anymore, you now have 10 totes worth of space in your home. Now hear me out, not to fill with crap again, no. Learn from what you're doing and then say, what do I want to do with this space? The other even cooler thing, frankly, I think, is Like, you can have as much space in your house as you want, but when you decluttering there are different ways you can declutter. It's your stuff and it's your schedule. So decluttering your schedule gives you more time to do the things you want to do. And then you have the space to do it. Okay? So rock on, Callie Rose. Again, another Liz Lemon high five. When Tina Fey and I meet, I will totally be like, you know what? I've got this GIF saved on my computer of you doing that, and I use it all the time. I think she'd get a kick out of it, right? So notice the things you're doing. All right. All right. Oh, there we go. Abbott Elementary sent her thing. I sent out some stickers yesterday. I may not go down to the post office today. I'll share with you because it's rainy and crappy, and I like to walk down the post office. German maid is under tornado threats. Here's the deal, everybody. Weather is one of those things you can't control. You can't control the weather. You can't control other people, but you can control what you do so that you feel better about the weather in it. Hey, Tammy E in NC says, triumph over the weekend. Carpet clean time in my room after getting it organized last fall. Easy peasy. Love it. Love it. Oh, Mommy Salami, Hudson, Mass. That's wicked funny. My bad, haven't been there since 89. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I haven't worked for Pier 1 Imports since the 80s and early 90s, but if you want to know the SKU number for a votive candle, I can tell you that vanilla was 232498, that the store number was 259 up in Woburn. I can't remember what in Dedham I think was 195, and if you gave me a moment, I could probably tell you what a Papasan chair was, okay? Notice the things we have cluttered up in here. We can't declutter our brains as much as we'd like to, so we do have those random thoughts in it. Okay, so here we go. All right. MJAR007 is saying, I'm off all this week and it is my yearly decluttering week. Thank you for motivating me. Okay. If you're having a week off and doing the declutter once a year works for you, again, brava, rock on with your bad self. However, if you find that it gets to be crisis situation and then one week might do it, I just offer that I have found myself personally and professionally when I coach people, chunking things down into smaller bits, doing smaller things more frequently can just allow your house to look and feel and function more like you want it to year round versus letting it get dramatic to 1 year and then knocking it down. But if what you're doing is working, here's the deal. Even when I'm doing this kind of group of talking to everybody, I want you to say, what is working for me? What is a thing I do that is getting me the result I want in a way that when I do it, it feels okay for me to do it? Like, I know I could lose weight if I decided to starve myself, or I could lose weight slower if I decided to eat more healthy, or I could decide that I love myself whatever the weight I am and keep on my eating habits. There are different degrees of what you do, but think about what is a way you can approach your clutter and other things this year that could make it feel more sustainable for the rest of your life. I got that. Actually, I picked up that from a weight loss coach that a friend of mine went to, and I watched one of her videos, and she said, is this something I can see myself doing for the rest of my life or for many years? Crash diets, not so much. Going to yoga a couple times a week, I could do that. And decluttering a little bit versus waiting all year and doing it. Again, I'm not shaming. Whatever works for you, whatever gets you the results you want, in the time and effort that it takes, do it. But if what you're doing isn't working, this is where coaching can help you. Okay, there we go. Phoenix for Fire says, good morning. Good morning. Little jobs. Hey, molehills, not mountains. Yeah. Walking is a great way to lose weight. There we go. Yeah, needs weekly maintenance. There we go. Yes, weeding a garden. I agree 100%. I talk about that. Like when you weed your garden, and I'm always using my rake move in my hand. Like I go out and we have yucca plants in the front yard. So I will go and I will start with the easy stuff. The fact that I know for a fact that my neighbor's brown oak leaves do not fit in with my green spiky yucca plants. So I pull out what doesn't belong. When I do that, there may be another layer. Oh, now I notice there are what do you call them? Like clovers there that I don't want. So I pull those out. Baby steps. It's like weeding a garden and a little bit at a time. There we go. All right. Wendy Johnson, let me help you with this. I have totes of clothes everywhere. I keep thinking I will sell the clothes. ... Did you hear that? It was total Boston way I pronounced that. I can't help it. ... I can't. My mouth just works that way. I keep thinking I will sell the clothes, But is my hand there taking the pictures? Is my hand writing the description? Is my hand bagging up those clothes and moving them and doing that? You know what's between your head and your hand right here? You're missing one key ingredient, your heart. Your heart. Now, I am Beth, Destination Decluttered. I forgot to introduce myself at the top of the hour. I always forget. Decluttering life coach. So I approach decluttering possibly differently than anybody else on the planet, because I incorporate your heart into it, your feelings, your why do I feel? Why do I feel like I don't want to do it? I'm thinking I want to do it. Thinking is a good start. You say, oh, I think I might want to do that. But then are you doing it? If you are not doing what you think you want to do, what you think you have to do, what you think you should do, all the thinkersons, if your ideas just stay up here and you're not doing it in the real world, you've got a bottleneck here. You've got a roadblock. You've got a roadblock getting you from point A to point B, and it's called point H. It's your nervous system, it's your heart, it's your feelings, it's your habits, and we don't often acknowledge that. I get so frustrated with people who say all you need to do is, and I joke about that. A friend of mine has a podcast and a video, and she jokes, all you do is, but it can sound easy if it's easy for you. But if you struggle with stuff, it isn't easy at all. It isn't all you need to do is. It can be torturous to just even get up and move around your house. I know what that feels like. So I say, hey, wait a minute. Let's tap into like what's the stuff behind the stuff. Okay. There we go. I love it. Catherine, is people are offering things, ideas for everybody. And okay, I ordered the organizers for receipts with my husband getting rid of the file cabinet and using an organizer. Awesome. Hey, actually, here's a really good thing. Some good stuff here. So Lorelai's saying I ordered an organizer for receipts. And you're going to work with your husband. Rock on. The last TikTok live I did, I really did a deep dive into paperwork and some ideas, some concrete things to do. It was more like a themed TikTok live than your regular kind of like, let me answer your questions thing. But something came up that I just want to mention to all of you. And I said this to my client. You can order organizers. You can do that, whatever works for you. But if you start simple, though, here's what I did last year. That made I know it has made such a difference in me getting my paperwork ready for taxes, is I took a big envelope. Now, if you don't own a big envelope, don't go buy one. Look around. If you're cluttered, you probably save the packaging for things that come in the mail. You might have a used, big, oversized, like padded envelope. If you do, and you're always like, oh, my paperwork's a mess and my taxes are a pain in the ass and all that kind of stuff. Let's stop that today. Look around your house. St. Anthony, look around, something lost must be found. Or I spy with my good eye. Look for a big padded envelope that's already been used and with a big black magic marker, because doesn't everybody have a big black magic marker in their house? I grew up with them. Write 2023 taxes on it. And then every time something comes into the mailbox on your house or through your emails, put those things in that envelope. This is the month where everybody is required by law to send out any of your paperwork that you need to do your taxes, and they're required to get it out to you by January 31st. Now, I will say a lot of places probably mail them on January 31st, but prep yourself for it. You know you're going to do taxes this year. Why not prep yourself now, and that every time something comes in, a little bit at a time, just put it on an envelope. I started that last March, and I had never done it before, but man, is it a game changer to just know that I'm already like 90% there. All right, just wanted to help that. So you can buy organizers, but sometimes if you think about it, buying stuff is kind of what got you into this mess. So just check yourself before you wreck yourself as to when do you think buying a physical product or something is going to help you with this. Coaching, of course, is different, All right, what else do we have here? So, okay. Can you speak about physical triggers decluttering? Sorting paperwork gives me fierce headaches. Okay. So I have had in my past, and I still do, and I have medication for it, for migraines. So boy, oh boy, RD, do I know what it's like to get a migraine. I want you to be curious about it. Now, I got curious about mine. When I had a migraine, they said, what could be some triggers for it? And I started looking at what I was eating. what I was drinking, how much fluid I had in my, whatever it was before I did it so I could determine it. Get curious, Jelly Bee. When you go to sort paperwork, observe yourself. How does your head feel going in saying, I'm going to do it? What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself this is going to be fun and easy and simple? Or are you going into it going, shit, every time I do this, I get a headache? You could be kind of setting yourself up for a headache. But then just mind yourself during the process. Is it this part of the process? Is it that part of the process? Is it the dust? Is it the thoughts and the memories that's making me tense up? Am I feeling bad about myself? Pay attention to the baby steps that you may not be aware of that could possibly lead to this headachy thing. And as soon as you feel the headache coming on, oh my God, people, as soon as you find something is not working for you, stop that thing and do something about it. Do not let it get to full blown. If I sense a migraine is coming on, and it has taken me a while to do this, I'd be like, no, I'm fine. And then I wasn't fine. And then it took so much longer for the medicine to work. So when you find, as soon as you realize, and remember yesterday I was talking about something that bugs you and something that irks you. If you find something that's bugging you and irking you, clutter-wise, headache-wise, life-wise, stop as soon as you find out and say, wait a minute. If I continue doing what I'm doing, I'm going to get a bitter headache. What can I do now? Maybe you only declutter for a short amount of time. Notice that. Okay. Yeah, excellent. Annalisa has her tax envelope ready. Rock on. But notice this. This is a lot of this. And I'm speaking to Jelly Bee right now, kind of one-on-one. But this message is universal. Is awareness. Is paying attention to yourself about how you feel, both physically and emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all the feels, and all the things under the umbrella of I feel. And what you feel like doing, what you feel like gets you a result, I don't mind doing that. But when you say, I don't feel like doing it, but you know that it's a result you say you want, that's where you get curious. Why do I feel this way? Why do I not feel that way? Okay. Love this idea. Wrapping coffee cups for donations with reused bubble wrap and packing an Amazon box. Yes. There we go. Yep. Thank you, Thinkersons. It's all about me. People have to be honest with who they are, not who they think they should be. Yes. And I agree with you 100%. But boy, is it so much easier to say that than it is to do it. What I say is baby steps your way into it. People may not know who they are. I didn't know who I was. And even if you knew who you were a year ago, you're a different person now. What I want to say is, who do you want to be? Who are you now? What do you love about yourself now? Make a list. Because there are some things. And then what are some things that don't start with the negative. Let's start with the good stuff. What's some rockin' good stuff about you? Right now on this call, you could pull out your notebook and write down 9 things, not even 10. 3 groups of 3. What's 3 things? 3 things you love about yourself that you think is pretty cool. Write that down, then another 3, then another 3. And say, I want to be more of this. What can I do to have more of this in my life? And then what's the stuff that's not working? Sure. What isn't working? Okay, I can work on that. But baby steps it all, I love it. Pinky Silver Chloe just said, thank you for sharing to write things down. It is a game changer. What happens is, in order to change something, you need to get it out of your head and onto paper to see something, to get some physical distance from it, some physical and mental distance. So you're not reacting to the feeling and it's like, oh my God, it's right here. You're putting it down. What does even, a headache feel like? Oh, well, I notice for me, I get like a tightness in my jaw and it tends to creep up here. I seriously have kind of self-diagnosed, and my doctor, it's like, we found what works, but sometimes I think it's because I have a crick in my spine, because unlike Deanie in the Judy Blume book, I did not get a scoliosis brace when I was in 6th grade. So I have a little wave in my spine that causes this to hunch over, and when this hunches over, it's a cascading, it's a ripple effect that gives me a headache if I don't watch it, if I get hinky. So noticing yourself. Yeah. Bobby Dugas is saying, I'm going to say booby. Sorry. Bobby is saying, changing my thoughting. I love it. Do I want to keep handling these silly items over and over again? My answer is no. There we go. And PM11208, I know who you are. Good morning. Love that you have options. You are not stuck. Everybody, you have options. If something is bugging you, if something is irking you, if something is irritating you, you have options. You can continue to walk along with that pebble in your shoe. that walking along with a pebble in your shoe, it's a metaphor, people. Hear me out. You will be irritated every step you take because your foot hurts. Well, every other step, because it'd be one foot is okay. The other one has the pebble. Do it long enough, you're going to get a blister. Then even when you take the pebble out, it's going to take time to heal. I want to just remind you or tell you for the first time, if you've never believed it or heard it, you have options to change the things that are not working for you. And much like just getting this pebble out of your shoe, you have to identify what's bugging me. Oh, I'm feeling crabby because, I've got a pebble in my shoe. And then you stop and you do something to change that. You stop, you sit down, again, metaphorical, but run with me here. And then you take off the shoe, you find the source of it, and you throw the pebble away, put the shoe back on, and move forward. Now, it may feel a little bit weird for a while because you were used to having that pebble in there, but after a while, both feet are going to be feeling better. But none of that will happen unless you stop and do something when you realize something's not working for you. Pebble in your shoe. And you can do that. And it can be as easy as that. It can be as easy as just switching around the order of the words in your thoughts. Rewriting it into something that feels better. Okay? Just want to remind you all of that. This is why I show up and do these TikTok lives. If you don't hear it externally, if you're hearing it from one person a couple of times a week, and if you're my client, you hear it once a week consistently, you can do something different for the stuff that bugs you. It is never too late. You can do it. No matter what is in your past, you can do things. Now, what you do depends on a number of things, but you can do something. Okay? I love it. Joan is saying, I've been going through old papers and found money and gift cards. Yes, it is a treasure hunt. I keep on saying this because it just ends up being so true. I will share this with you that I have a client who last week went and decluttered her basement, if she's on here, and then she showed me coffee cans full of change. Then she sent me a video of the change being in the change counter machine. She found like $350 worth of pennies. Now, this is where I love to use the analogy of the penny, because the penny is also a very small unit of something. Why do I not have a penny here? It would be so cool if I had a penny here. You know what a penny looks like. Those little buggers add up. She had a wicked lot of pennies. She had, and those pennies added up to dollar bills, y'all. So never underestimate the power of every little bit helps. One step, one penny. You keep on doing it, it will grow into something awesome. Okay? Now, I do say this. I do, and it's. I can't believe we've already been on here 28 minutes. Time, she is flying. So let's do something good about it. You may notice, if you haven't been on this before with me, is that I will read the comments and I will read the comment and then reply to it. And that is because if you're seeing this live, you may see the people's comments going by. I do them, but two things. One is if you are listening to me, but you're out decluttering. First of all, have at it. You do not need to watch the screen while I am doing this. The only thing I'll do is move my hands around and point at like maps, and I can describe those things to you. So if you feel like it, if I've motivated you enough, maybe you get up right now and you say, hey, you know what? I get another 20 minutes, half hour while she's going on. I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to put the phone down, and I am going to walk around and just declutter on like the surface level stuff. The stuff that doesn't require a lot of thought. It's just a matter of like dishes, laundry, trash, cleaning surfaces. Nothing that requires you to be quiet and listen to your own self. But one of the reasons when I read the comments and I reply to them, that's so if you are walking around, you can hear the context of my response. The other thing is for future use, when I'm not doing TikTok lives, because I do have those scheduled, people on the mailing list know about them. If you want to join the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. If you are here on TikTok and you haven't liked my page, you go to the front page that says Destination Decluttered, hey, and you follow it if you like what you're hearing, because I do videos and I do a bunch of lives. And there is a schedule pinned to the top of those 3 videos at the top from now until I think it's Friday the 19th maybe, where I'm going to be doing TikTok lives. I don't do them every day. Every week it's different. Every time I do it different times a day. However, if you were like, man, I could really go for a Destination Decluttered TikTok live, but she's not on, I got you. I got you. They're on, the recordings of these are on Destination Decluttered on YouTube. So I also reread the comments so the people on YouTube have some context. So it's not like, yep, oh, good point. Oh, I know what you mean. Like, that would be really weird. Okay, so I'm glad I can help. Okay, we have a bunch of, all right, here we go. Let me scroll here. Yep, I Spy with my little icon. Okay, let me look. Oop. See, this is what happens. I try to scroll through, and then all of a sudden it leaps forward to the end. So I'll back up a little bit. I do endeavor to make everybody's get people here. There we go. That's interesting. So Annalisa is asking, and I'll say this: I get my inspirations from everywhere. You're saying best thing I heard this week. The best way to do something you don't want to do is to do it quickly. Yes, don't. The more you postpone it, the smell of having to do it just lingers. If you get it over with, it's just done on the other side of it versus the dread. Okay. All right. What else do we have? All right. Let me scroll through here. Oh, excellent. Laura is saying, I've been journaling for a few months now, and I'm starting to realize what I need to be doing. Cool. Realization is a wonderful thing. That's how you make a more informed decision about where you're going. And then it's a matter of taking what's up here and putting it into action. Okay. Mama Kimbo bought her new 2024 notebook, Fresh Start. Okay. This is mine. Actually, this is funny because I started my 2024 is whatever, but I started this one back in 2022. And every day I show up and I've gotten into the habit of writing down the good stuff that's happening. I find that when I do that, more good stuff happens. I look for it. Okay. So rock on with that. All right. Oh, very funny. Someone was telling me yesterday they had their husband hide ducks, so I was excused to organizing. Too funny. Queen Victoria just said, I found $200 in new Amazon gift cards and a pile of paper. Seriously, you have fun with it, even if it's not money, valuable things of the monetary. But, oh, I've been looking for those nail clippers. Oh, you know what? There's that picture of Grandpa I've been looking for. Oh, you know what? There's that really important piece of paper I thought. There are certain things that are treasures, even if it isn't in the obvious money / gift card type thing. You know, oh my gosh, there's that, picture of so-and-so, whatever it is. Okay. There we go. Phoenix 45 says, I always declutter my paperwork with your TikTok cheerleading. Awesome. The one thing I will say about that too, you guys, I love that. And it means a lot to me because when I hear that I'm doing good stuff, I will show up more and do it. If I didn't know what I was doing if I didn't know it was working, I would probably not show up. But your encouragement helps me to show up. But I want to also encourage you this way. I want you to learn from what I'm doing. Maybe temporarily you have my goofy voice in your head encouraging you. But I want you to start to learn the language yourself. Start to speak it to yourself. Start to hear the good stuff in your own voice in your head. Because when you do that, you never have to rely on anybody else to make you feel better because you can do it inside. Now, I am here as a stepping stone. Unlike the monkeys, I am your stepping stone because I want to be in your life for as long as you need me. But then, much like teaching somebody how to drive a car, when you've got enough skills and you can go off and do it on your own, I want you to go out there. I want you to practice this, get better at it, make it easy so it just becomes ingrained. I've been doing this for a number of years now. Trust me, I have not been always this way. It's only been in the last maybe 5 or 7 years. But holy frickamole, has it made such a difference that's why I show up on a rainy day with no makeup in my skivvies, actually, my casual clothes, to encourage you that it's never too late. If stuff didn't work in the first 50 years of your life, you got another 50. That's what I say. How do I want those next 50 to be? I learn from what didn't work back then, and I leave that behind, and I pull forward the good stuff, and they say, I want to keep this, and I don't want to have that anymore. Decluttering. That's what it is. There we go. Got a bunch of calendars. Yeah, the calendars that people get, those guilt calendars. I gotta say, I purposely do not donate to places that try to guilt me into it by sending me a freaking nickel. My poor mother gets this stuff all the time. Well, they sent me these not gift cards, like, Christmas cards or these. Oh my God, she has so many address labels. I violently oppose and get pissed off about that kind of marketing. So I not only throw that stuff away with relish, with ketchup and relish, I also specifically do not work with companies who market that way. Okay? And because I think it sucks. I think marketing, trying to convince people to give you something because of guilt or fear it's not how I do business, and I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. So I never want to say, oh, that works. Okay, so notice, and I love it that you're saying they sent me this calendar. Sure, a calendar could be useful. And if you have too many of them, yeah, donate them. Often at our post office, there will be like a bin that people put those things in. It's for people who have no calendars, right? Yeah, okay, so see, everybody, Elisa is saying, and that's the same with my mom. Like, let's freaking stop that. I have unsubscribed for so many things for my mother because I think it's bullshit. This is one of those soapboxes I will get on, and I will defend the old people like nobody's business, because as we all age, our brains change. Also, I hate it when people prey on your heartstrings just to get money or just to do anything that seems whatever. If I want to give to your place, I will give to it. But if you start to guilt me into it, I will flip you the bird and I will take my money elsewhere. Okay? Now, Fellowship says St. Jude sends me the address labels and I love them. Awesome. You do that. But don't be guilted into doing something you don't want to do. If you want to give your money to any place, give your money freely. You don't need the gift. But if they're like, look, we sent you a nickel that's pasted on this thing, so you got to open it up. I will take that nickel, I will put it in my little coin bank, and I will throw that other stuff in the Goodwill or the recycle basket. You know, my mother, can you tell that this is something that irks me? This is something that irks me. Then I have done something about it. I do something about that. I will unsubscribe from things for myself, for my mother. I will not send them money. I will show them how what they are doing isn't working for me. And on the flip side, I do donate to causes that are important to me, but not because they've sent me some more shit to keep my house cluttery, you know? And yes, I think they should be banned from sending to the elderly too, because as we get older, everybody, our brains change. They do. And it's happening to our parents. It's going to happen to us. And I think that business model is bullshit. You know, and my mother's always like, I felt kind of bad. You know what? Of course, because they made you. That's how they got you. This is how I know I'm Gen X, because I'm like, anybody that when I feel like I'm being had, when I'm being sold to, when somebody's trying to manipulate my feelings to get something they want, boy, am I flipping the bird to that. Okay. Now, I don't even know how I got off on that, but you can tell that is something I'm passionate about, because fear and guilt are not good feelings, and they are not good motivators. Okay, I feel guilty unsubscribing for faith-based organizations. That's how they keep you. Notice that you're not, if you felt like you had a choice, and you do you want to be in a relationship with somebody that you're only there because you feel guilty about it? Are you excited about the faith-based organizations? Trust me. And please do not get me on my soapbox about religion. I was walking past, we have multiple churches in our town, a lot of really nice people going there. But personally, I have thoughts about it. I think that religion is a business that's making certain people a lot of money off of the backs of people who don't have a lot of money. I have nothing wrong with faith and belief and spirituality. But when you insert a middleman that says you can't get to there until me, so notice that you don't even enjoy the faith-based organizations things, but I feel guilty, I feel afraid. What, God's not going to love you if you don't subscribe to his magazine? What God do you want that's like, I'm only going to like you if you subscribe to my magazine? You know, I'm just, do not guilt me. Yes, the photos on the animal rescue are heartbreaking. I totally do get that. And so I do donate to causes that are important to me, but I don't like being manipulated, Yeah. And okay. So thank you. Everybody has their own opinions, and I try to be, welcoming to all. If your faith brings you faith, that's great. But also there are different things about it. And so again, I feel like I'm on top of my Brillo box on my soapbox. Okay. I'm going to step down from my soapbox. Yeah, okay, no one hates that stuff more than this mail lady. Okay, Amy, high five right there. Who needs that stuff? You know, you're weighed down with all those guilty things. And the sad thing is the stuff that they send you guilt-wise, they wouldn't do it if it wasn't bringing in money. So there's some poor hearts there who are. There are people who don't have a lot of money who's guilt, you know, somebody does this, and in the meantime, there's somebody up in that place making a shit ton of money that's not going to the things that could help. Now, we can get all pissed off about that, but what can we do to change that in our lives? Anger is an energy, as Mr. Lydon once opined. So using your feelings to make the world a better place for you, you know? Sorry, Christy, I will let you know. What are we talking about? I apologize. In my road trip metaphor, I took a detour because I was talking about, so I am here, Beth, I'm a decluttering life coach, and I'm talking about clutter, the stuff that's in your life. And the reason I got on a bit of a tangent, and I'm going to get myself back on track because we only have 19 minutes left together, is because of items that people get in the mail that they feel guilty about. And they have a hard time releasing it. Well, those are good. You know, maybe I will send out those Christmas cards. Maybe I will use those 1,500 address labels. And so I got on my soapbox because I get really protective about people who don't have a lot, who have hearts and don't have a lot, and other people who profit from that. Okay. Oh, interesting. Jelly B says, what were your best organizing purchases? You know what? To me, I'll be honest. It's this 50-cent notebook right here. I bought a bunch of them. I waited till they were on sale. But if you find that your hand-cranked corn sorter changed your life, here's a funny thing. My client, I do one-on-one client coaching, that she was saying, and this is kind of an interesting story. This is an important lesson. That how the times change, and we do not often realize that our habits are based in a world that no longer exists. So my client went, she got all these coins that when she was decluttering her basement, found all these coins. Her father of a certain generation said, oh, and maybe a mother, you know, the names have been changed to protect the innocent, said, oh, you should get your daughter to roll those coins up, because back in the day, the only way that you could bring your coins to the bank to get the paper money was to roll them up. I have done that before multiple times in my life. However, the times have changed. And for example, I remember doing that once, bringing some stuff down, and the people at my bank, my little downtown-y bank, said, oh no, we don't do that anymore. Break them apart and go over to the machine that sorts them. I love that, so I don't even have to do that. I just occasionally will go down with a bag and I'll dump it in and I'll get some folding money as opposed to the, you know, the clanking money, okay? So if you buy something that improves, makes it easier for you to declutter so you continue to do that. But notice sometimes, and this is where I get very protective too and very, you know, mindful, is some people may be selling you a solution not because it's really going to solve the problem, but so they can make money. Okay. Yeah, so Bebop is just saying, actually that happened to my daughter. They wouldn't take the coins. Yeah. You know what? And it's noticed that we have habits from back in the day that sometimes we don't realize, hey, wait a minute. This is me. January 9th, I'm looking at my calendar. January 9th, 2024. This is me today. What are the things I'm doing now that I started doing decades ago that made sense at that time? Do they still make sense to me now? Do they still make my life easier or worse? You know? There we go. Mama Kimbo said drawer dividers. Yeah, I have some drawer dividers. I bought more of those that I thought I needed, but they do help me. You know? Yeah, exactly. See, everybody, how about this? Learn from even if all you learn from this one TikTok live that I do is to do two things. Get yourself a big old envelope, and every time something comes into your mailbox in your snail mail or your email that is related to your taxes that you need to file for 2023, put those things in that envelope and put the envelope somewhere easy to locate. That's one kind of concrete thing you can do to make yourself feel better about clutter. The other thing too is to check with here's a fun thing, everybody. How about this? Go around your house this week, maybe before the next time I do a TikTok live. I'm looking. Do I have one? I've got one scheduled. Why is it not on my calendar? Go around your house and collect up all your nickels and pennies and stuff, and then see what your bank does. Ask the people at your bank. You can call them up before you leave. If I've got coins, do I need to roll them, or do you have a machine I can put them in? find that out about yourself, and then say, then let me know. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar here. And then let me know, did you find any money? Make it fun. Yeah, Mama Kimbo. Yeah, Thursday, I think. Yeah, here today. Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Mama Kimbo. You know, the funny thing is I forgot that I did that. I didn't write it down. Because, you know, it's talk about making time for the things that are important for you. Let me share this. Okay, so I'm writing it down now. I noticed it. Okay. 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday the 11th. 8 to 9 TikTok Live. Done. Cool thing is, when you learn to declutter your life, you learn to make space in your life for the things you want, and things don't have to be things. I'm going for a massage. I'm going for a massage on Thursday before the TikTok Live. I rarely do this, but I know when I do it, it feels good, and that's where I want to spend my time and money. So I had written that down, but I had forgotten to put the TikTok Live there. So thank you, Mama Kimbo. You rock for letting me know that. It's now on there. And it will be interesting to see how relaxed I am, and probably greasy, and my hair is going to be all when I do the TikTok Live in the evening. I do them. You wanted more evening ones? You got to. There we go. I feed my coins into the Walmart self-checkout machine. That's a way to do it. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I know that at least one of the grocery stores that we go to, a number of them, probably all of them now, the Coinstar machines. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Jelly Bee. Again, what works for you rocks. I'm in Brooklyn. We need quarters for parking, plus change for the bodegas. Yeah, rock on with that. Plus, we like rolling change. I didn't mind rolling change. I could look at my hand and be like, yeah, see this? This is $10 right here. These are a bunch of quarters. Notice the same size stuff could be 50 cents or it could be $10. It depends on the value of it. You know? There we go. Yeah, Catherine, yay massage. I have a gift certificate for my first, and I'm scheduling it soon. Okay, how about this? Talk about fun external accountability to just give you that little encouragement, not a push or a shove, but an encouragement, okay, to do something that you know you want to do. Catherine, how about today you get on you look at your calendar and you say to yourself, and this is another coaching thing, what's a day of week and time of day that I can look and see, ooh, you know, it'd be nice to have a massage then. And then call them up and schedule your massage. Okay? Now, the funny thing is, I'm going to share with you one of the reasons I picked the day and time for our massage, actually, because my husband's getting one too. Long story. Not long story. We just know somebody, and she lives out in the woods, basically, and we go out and she does marvelous work. Here's one of the things that got me to want to schedule my massage is because we drive past this place that I know has really good pizza. So I literally have Ruthie massages, then pizza blocked out on my calendar. Because when you declutter your calendar and you have space in your time, in your life to do the things you want, you make time for what's important. I could also have easily spent that amount of time, seriously, laying in bed scrolling on TikTok. I have also spent a lot of time doing that. But remind yourself to put the things on your calendar, on your breeze blocking, to make space in your home for things, but also make space in your calendar and your life for the things that will make it feel better. Okay? So just encourage you to do that. All right. What do we got here? Yep, the Walmart ideas one. There we go. Bebop is saying, got my messy, dirty, double vanity cleaned up during your live. Thank you for your kind encouragement. I don't know about you, but I know that there are people, everybody is different out in the world, and I have learned this about myself. If you yell at me, I will cry. If you beat me up, I will feel pain, and I will try to curl into a ball like an armadillo and not want to do anything. However, if you treat me with kindness and encouragement and hold my hand and say you can do it, I will then start to unroll from my armadillo armor of protection. And when somebody says, hey, what do you want to do? Well, you know, I'd really like to, I don't know, live in a funky house and be married to a cute, kind, talented rock star and go traveling and have some massages and a pizza and help people on the internet. Okay, cool. That sounds fun with me. Let's do it. Then I'm like, oh, I can change my life. Sure, yeah, anything you want. Can you imagine, to me, right there, that's spirituality. That's love. That's higher than any kind of thing. When somebody is encouraging you and giving you courage to do the things you know are going to make your life feel better, that's why I show up like I do. Because I know that there's other people out here who are going to be suck it up buttercup and task mastering and where's my, like whatever. That doesn't work for me. What does work for me is Little bits at a time. Encouragement. You got this. Baby steps. You can do it. Loving yourself where you're doing it, forgiving your trespasses, like, oops, screwed up there. Maybe I'll learn from it. And then I show up again and do it. And now I have been doing this so much, and there's a cumulative effect that I just freaking love my life, and I want you to as well. That's why I show up and doing what I'm doing, okay? So just notice that. There we go. Yeah, Mama Kimbo says we have a huge ball jar that we put all the change in, take guesses on the amount, and take it to the bank when it's full. Funny thing is, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. My husband and I, so we have a little coin bank in the kitchen. And prior to COVID, our coins used to fill up a lot more because we were spending a lot more money in cash. During COVID, we got used to spending our money via credit card. That we pay them off and everything. It works for us. But we have much less coinage coming through our homes. Notice that difference between pre-COVID world with clutter, COVID world with clutter. Now we are post-COVID, and I mean kind of lockdown. So you have 3 different chapters of your life that have happened in the past 5 years. Talk about, whoa. The clothing you wore in 2018 and 2019 is probably different than the clothing you're wearing here in 2024. How much time you spend in your home is probably different than that. Where you shop and how you shop. I know so many places. I used to write about mom and pop businesses. How many places that I used to go to are closed? So notice there are changes externally that also affect how your life is. I have less stuff. I am wearing more comfortable clothes because I'm not going to an office. Okay? Notice where things have changed and say to yourself, and this is a wonderful time of year to do it. You can do it at any time of year. But how about today? You say, all right, here I am, January of 2024. That's where I was. I am here now. You are here on a map. What good stuff can I pull forward with me and put in the trunk of my car to go on this road trip? And then where do I want to go? What do I want my life to look and feel like? And I'm not going to postpone it till then. No. I'm going to start to do things differently. I'm going to feel different every day. I'm going to feel better even when I'm doing the dishes. Instead of yelling at the dishes and being mad about it, I'm going to be like, check me out. Now my dishes are clean. I feel better about it. When I feel better, I do better, and then I walk around feeling better all the time. It's getting better all the time. Am I right? Okay. This is me. This is how I work. All right, we got 8 more minutes. There we go. Aw. All right, there we go. Christy is asking the age-old question, where do you recommend starting with decluttering? How about this? Start in your heart, start in your head. Don't touch a thing until you say to yourself, how do I want this to look? But how do I want to feel in my home? Why am I doing this? Okay? Yes, user 8274. COVID times plus menopause plus clutter. Me. That's me, right here. I decluttered my home during COVID, and I realized it was easy. So I am with you on that, like nobody's business. Okay? Yes. Pay attention to what you want things to look and feel like. Doing things different. And I am married to a cute rock star, Genie for Genie. I think he's cute. I think he's a rock star. I do. Phoenix for Fire saying you have a great life. Why, thank you. I do. But you know what? It didn't just happen. I created it bit by bit, piece by piece, little by little. Because I kept on saying, what do I want to happen? I don't know. I'll go talk to that guy. I don't know. Maybe I'll move out of state. I don't know. Maybe I'll just quit this job. Maybe I will just do something else. Maybe I will just turn on TikTok one day and start talking to people. You can do it too. It's fun. Okay. And I love it. Annalisa is saying, I've had too much trauma to be anything other than kind to myself. Yes, keep on being kind to yourself, people. There we go. Yeah, it's like, yes, we have glamorized. Other people have glamorized how busy we can be and still function. You know why? Because somebody else benefits from you being a busy bee and being functional. That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. You don't drive your car on an empty tank. No matter how cheap or expensive your car is, no matter if it's a little shit box or a big old Porsche, it has a finite tank. It only holds so much. You can only go so far before you have to stop and refill. People who run businesses don't remember that even when they're driving their Porsches along. Yeah. Yes, there you go. Caitlin Palmer, we cannot shame ourselves into change. We can only love ourselves into evolution. Yes, we are becoming. You are different than you were a number of years ago. Who are you now? Love this person. Who were you then? Love that person. Who do you want to be? Father, Son, Holy Ghost, whatever. In the future, who do you want to be? Love that person now and start being that person right now. It's fun. It's doable, and you can do it. Okay? You can do it. Okay. Kelly Davis is saying, back to the decluttering, which is so important. And you hit, so everybody, just a real quick thing. With the way I coach, is 3 levels of clutter. Again, if you only get some little snippets from today's TikTok Live, 3 layers of clutter: surface, stored, sentimental. Now, you're saying you've got your mother's stuff. It's 10 years of boxes. 10 years of boxes. I don't want to get rid of my mother's stuff. That's sentimental stuff. Notice where I put my hand when I'm talking about sentimental? Right here. Your heart, your nervous system, your feelings, your feeling part of you. It's not up here. It's not the talking verbal thing. It's the old-timey, how does this make me feel? You have some feelings, Kelly, about what it means to keep the stuff from your mom and what it means, what it feels like to imagine not to getting rid of it. I always want to come up with a better word to saying getting rid of it, but moving it along. Concentrate on what those thoughts and feelings are and ask yourself, they've been in boxes for 10 years. Have you unpacked those boxes? You've lived your life for the last 10 years without that stuff. You've kind of already made a very low level but powerful decision that your life, the way you are living it now, can go on fine without the stuff in those 10 years of boxes. Let me share this gem with you. I feel like sentimental clutter, when you love somebody, if you get rid of their stuff, it doesn't mean you love them any less. You just don't like what they were into. My dad died. He was a hunter. I don't have a house full of decoys and dead bird paintings. Does that mean I didn't love my dad? No, I just didn't like what he was into. On the flip side, if you don't like their stuff doesn't mean you don't love them. You loved your mom. Your love for your mom for the last 10 years has not been in those boxes. Your love for your mom in these last 10 years has been in your heart. Getting rid of those boxes does not change what is here at all. Just notice that, everybody. Yeah, Cat Mama is even saying, I gave some of mom's things to family, some to Goodwill, and I'll hold on to some. Chunking it down. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. Okay? What I will find is baby stepsing it. Noticing when it feels okay to even just go into that room where the boxes are and open up one box. You've been afraid of doing that, a fear, an activation of your nervous system. It's going to be okay. Calm that down and take a next step forward. Go in and maybe all you do is open up one box. How'd that feel? Oh, I lived. Okay. Can I look at this stuff? Am I crying? Am I feeling feels? Oh, no. Oh, that's a pair of pants you got at Kmart. Do I want to keep those? Do I wear them? No. Could I put them in a Goodwill bag? Okay. Goodwill bag is kind of just generic. Wherever you want to donate that feels good to you. I'll put it in a bag. All right, how'd that feel? Didn't feel so bad. Okay. Can you do it for another piece? Yeah. Can you do it for another? Okay. Oh, gosh. Oh, you know what that is? That's that shirt that she used to wear all the time, and now she's not here, and now I feel sad. Okay. Allow yourself to feel the feels. Do you want to wear that? Could that bring somebody joy? Could you hug it and pretend it was your mom and smell her, and then say, I love you, Mom, and then put it in the bag? I'm not saying a yes or no. Like, trust me, I coach human beings. I don't coach robots. And I coach as the most human, loving, kind being I can be, because those are the baby steps that are going to get you so that one box might be empty, and then you say, wow, it feels better now that I dealt with that. I know Mom is looking down on me, loving me, because all she wants me to do be is happy and not guilting me into keeping this stuff. That didn't feel so bad. Maybe tomorrow when I have more energy in my tank, maybe I'll chunk down and do a little bit. Again, I keep on doing this. Every little bit helps, people. Every little bit helps. Okay? That's how I do it. Okay? Okay, I love it. There's people here. You know, I'm a hoarder. He's a military child. They have minimal stuff. All sorts of things. I am going to sign off in about a minute. I look forward. Thank you so much for saving these things. Anna and Mosey and, what I want to say is the truth. There's a sting of truth, but the truth will set you free. On the other side of feeling the feeling is going to be freedom. You're going to feel better having driven through that rainstorm. Okay? Yes, and it does help with the grieving. We avoid grieving because we have been told not to feel our feelings. Humans, that's the thing that differentiates us from the frickin' robots, people, is we have feelings. Use your feelings, honor them. They don't last for that long. Trust me, I am on coaching calls with people that the tears well up and they get choked up, and I just sit with them, and then they breathe through it, and then they are on the other side of it, and there's clarity and peace. Okay? There we go. Catherine, all are excited about Thursday. Yeah, so at Thursday, okay, crap, it's already noontime. So we were in the deep end of the pool. Here, let's paddle over to the kiddie side of the pool, okay? Because we were there. Don't lose what you felt and learned here, okay? If you want to remind yourself of what that was, this will be uploaded to the Destination Decluttered YouTube in the next 24 hours or so. Depends on how YouTube gets its, like the technical, logical stuff works. But a couple things before I sign off, okay? First of all, yes, Jeannie for Jean. Right now, I love hanging out with this group too. That's why I show up all the time and doing this. And I don't think you in real life, I'm an introvert. I can spend hours happily on my own. This to me is a nice balance. If we were in, it might be a little bit too much, but this is perfect. I love this. That's why I show up. I hope it helped you. Thank you, user 8247. You're my number one favorite TikToker, Beth. I don't know how you can get the word out to more people, but if you know people who are struggling with clutter, let them know about Destination Decluttered. People say that those little stickers and stuff you send me might help with that too. I don't really do this to get stickers, but I don't know if you want to send them to me. That might help. The other thing too is let me give you some things to just help you continue on this journey. Is Destination Decluttered mailing list is destinationdecluttered.com/join. DestinationDecluttered.com is the mailing list, or excuse me, my website. I noticed some people signed on, and I also see that some people have signed up if you're interested in me being your one-on-one coach. That's the only thing I charge for, and I don't guilt you into it. I don't make you fearful. You are awesome the way you are, and you can do things at your own pace. However, if you want to get there more quickly and with me in your life just for you, once a week for 10 weeks, 20 weeks, 30 weeks, however long you want me in your life, that's what coaching is all about. It's fun. I have a good time. My clients get results. There's testimonials all over the place. That is at my website, and you sign up for a consultation, and then we consult, and then we can start as soon as next week. Okay? Other than that, I am going to go hot in my cup of tea. I'm going to start to put away my Christmas stuff, and I will see you all. If you decide to join in, there's another TikTok Live on Thursday evening. Thursday, after I've gotten my massage, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Do the math so that you know what it is for your thing, and get yourself prepared. Get yourself comfortable. You want to hang out when you're doing it? Do you want to chill and learn? Do you want to take notes? Do you want to be puttering around and tidying things up? Start preparing for how you want to make the most of our time together when I do the TikTok Live on Thursday evening. Do what feels right to you, but say to yourself, okay, this is time I can use for myself. Maybe it's just sitting there. Maybe it's doing some stuff. You do you, but pay attention to that. Okay? And I will see you Thursday. And in the meantime, I should have a catchy ending phrase, and I don't have it yet. But I just want to remind you, if something's bugging you about clutter or other, you have options. You can do something about it. And I'm here to help you. If you don't know what to do or how to do it, that's why I'm here for you, okay? Until you learn how to do it yourself. Okay, Barefoot Eclectic, never worry. This will be recorded. Go on to Destination Decluttered on YouTube and just randomly pick one that you probably never were on, but pretend it's live. Okay, I will see you all. Have a good day. Stay warm and cozy, and I'll see you on Thursday. All right, bye. I'm like, bye. There we go. Bye.